Not too bad. The in here I can't get in here with the diameter of that wheel, so I'm going to have to switch to a small handheld wire brush. Actually, I think I've got. Yeah, hold on. Alright, it's the next day and I'm going to put a coat of paint on this stuff that I primed last night. One of the problems with painting outside, you get stupid little bugs like this one here landing on the wet paint and getting stuck. So I had been thinking about how I wanted to handle cleaning up these pulleys, because these pulleys aren't painted. They were just, bare metal, and then they have a good sized layer of rust that built up on them. And you can kind of get an idea of what they looked like originally when they were new. They were just kind of this polished metal. And then this is the rust layer. You can really see that there. Here you can see where I ran the wire wheel on it in an attempt to clean it up. And you'll see that what ended up happening is it smoothed it. It kind of burnished it is really what it did. But that rust is still there. It's just been polished smooth, so to speak. You can definitely see the line there between the black and the white there. So I thought about, well, I could maybe make a mandrel, mount it in the lathe, and use some some sandpaper on it while it's spinning in the lathe. That thought had crossed my mind, but then, just for the heck of it, I decided to try the new 3M bristle disc, and I am very pleased with the performance of the bristle disc on this roller. It's very pitted, the surface. It's not that super smooth surface that we were seeing before. But the point is, it looks like it took all the rust off. I really like the finish that I got on this. I think this is what I'm going to go with. I don't think I'm going to really do anything else to this. And I don't want to paint them, because the paint's just going to take such a beating anyways from the belt friction, and it's just going to be ugly as heck as soon as that that paint finish gets chewed up by the belt, especially if I actually fix it so it does change speeds and everything. And I mean, I could spray it with clear lacquer, but I think I'm going to have the same problem there as with the paint. The finish is going to wear unevenly and look like heck. I can't oil it, obviously. I mean, oiling it obviously will keep it from flash rusting, but then I've got the whole problem of now I'm losing my friction. This roughness in here from the pitting might actually help with the belt as far as keeping it from slipping. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe no. But I'm pretty satisfied with the way that turned out, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing on all of these pulleys. Is just hit it with the 3M bristle disc. Well, I was just going to take this nut off of here because I need to take this nut off to get this bearing off, because this diameter of the shaft is larger than the ID of the bearing. The bearing actually sits on this diameter and is pushed pretty much all the way down to that shoulder. And I just happened to notice, I thought these were identical, but they're actually quite a bit different when you get down to the ends on these things. This one's got this part that sticks up here, and this one's just got the screw hole on the bottom, so they are not interchangeable. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Luckily, I take a lot of video, so I can always look back and figure out what goes where later if I get confused. But these actual rollers right here are identical. So I can actually put one of these assemblies together tonight. But I've got to get my pipe wrench to hold this again. Alright, just took a few seconds on the wire wheel to clean up this nut, but I'm not going to paint this because it's just going to get all marred up when I go to put it on. It's funny how tight this nut almost is, like a self-locking nut. I could see why by design you might want to have it that way, but I just don't see what about this nut makes it self-locking. Unless it was just made to such a tight tolerance. Damn it. That's a good way to break a toe. Drop a big pipe wrench. 18-inch steel pipe wrench. Yeah, that would hurt. It did miss my foot, for the record. Getting close. I'm going to actually put this on the floor so I can get some leverage. Alright, so now that bearing is on, and I've got to now put this through. So this bearing presses in from one side, and it's a real light press fit. I mean, like real light. Appears to be it. Now this bearing goes in on this side. Alright, So that one was the last one I took off, so that should be the one that goes on the tensioning arm. So that's this arm here that roller goes on, but I don't think I'm going to put it on this just yet, because I've got to resolve the issue. Let me go to these old bearings. I've got to resolve the issue of the bearing that's the wrong size now. In other words, that thrust bearing. This is that thrust bearing I was talking about a couple of nights ago. So this is supposed to press into here, and you can see it sits way loose. Now you got to think about this force is going to be on this down. So how does this bearing want to go? Where's that shaft angle? Yeah, like I had figured, this needs to go like this, and then this is gonna swivel on this. And there's no bearing at the top here. That's just that weird nut deal. Let's see if I can find that. Alright, so I just cleaned up this this strange cap bolt, or whatever you want to call it. Now we've got a torsion spring that goes in here too, but I'm not going to mess with that just yet. I just want to see. Okay, so I guess this... Well, when we put the pin through there that was missing or broke, this will be captive to this whole deal. And this arm's going to pivot on this, and the spring is locked into the arm at the bottom, into this cap at the top. So that means this top part has to pivot on this. So I probably shouldn't have painted that. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to buzz that with a small wire wheel and take the paint off of it. Alright, so I just painted this earlier today, and the paint hadn't fully cured, and I was just grabbing it with my dirty hands, and the dirt from my hands stuck to the paint, which hasn't fully cured, and so now it looks like, well, as Jody would say from Welding Tips and Tricks, it looks like Fido's butt. So I'm going to try and wash it. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to end up having to repaint this, proving yet again that I should have just waited. I was holding this while I was using a wire brush to clean that out, and took my hand away and went, oh yeah, my hand felt like it was sticking to it, and now I know why. Took all the dirt right off my hand onto the paint. Alright, well, I got it cleaned up pretty well, but after it dries off at some point tomorrow, I'll hit it with another coat.